Hey guys, my name's Dave. This is Custom Spray Mods. Now I've got this brand new Nissan Navara. When I bought it, it had chrome trim, chrome and silver parts all over it. I've been through the process of blacking that out. In the last video, I blacked out the grille, the fog light surrounds, the rear bar, rear sports bar and the roof racks. Now I'm continuing that journey of blacking out the rest of the car. I've done the wheels, door handles, side steps and rear bumper bar. I'm going to show you how I did that right now. Check it out. Okay, so I've got heaps of videos on painting wheels, and basically this video we use almost the exact same steps as we did in the last video. But because we're painting wheels, it's a little bit more intricate, there's a lot more details, and it's a bit harder to get a nice smooth finish on your clear coat. So I'm going to try and go over in detail how to get a nice smooth finished clear coat when you're painting wheels. So this video will mainly be going over that. Otherwise, we'll also be going over how to paint alloy wheels, how to paint over chrome surface, and how to paint chrome that's plastic. So yeah, all that is going to be happening in this episode. Hope it can help you. Check it out. Taking the wheels off the car, set them up on panel stands. Now I'm going to clean them with some wax and grease remover and get them ready for painting. Cleaning them with wax and grease remover is an important step because when we sand them, we don't want the paper to get clogged up and we don't want any contamination from any chemicals that have been used infecting our paint. Now I'm going to sand the surface. A great sandpaper is 400 grit dry or 600 grit wet. I like to use these super fine sanding sponges. They make it easy to get into all the little grooves and hard to reach areas, and they make sanding really easy. I'm going to use the air sander with 400 grit sandpaper just to get the faces. Because I've got one, it's going to make it quicker and easier. Now they're all sanded, I'm going to clean with wax and grease remover and wipe dry. This is going to clean any residue from sanding. Now I'm going to mask up the tyre and paint the face of the wheels. I've painted wheels before and I've had the tyres removed. In this case, I'm just going to mask it up and paint it that way. In my opinion, you could look at two different wheels that are being painted. You wouldn't know the difference whether the tyre's been removed or not. Now I'm going to spray some 2K etch primer. This primer has the best etching ability. It's great for bare metal or painted surface. Its mixture is 2:1, so I've mixed 2 parts primer, 1 part catalyst, and 30% multi-purpose thinners. I'm going to put it in my gun and spray it 1 coat over the wheels. Now because I used 30% thinners, the primer has dried extremely smooth. It's nice and fine, and I'm ready to basically just spray my base coat straight on top without sanding. Now I'm going to spray 3 coats of base coat, starting with all the hard to reach areas and finishing with the faces. This is going to be my practice run for when I do the clear coat, so I have a method down on how I'm going to approach the wheel. I'm going to start from the valve, continue around the wheel, getting all the hard to reach angles, then do the inner faces, and then finish with the top face. That's the easiest part, and I want to get a nice smooth finish on those bits. Now it's time for the clear coat. I'm using 2K clear that is very fast drying. I'm also using a mini spray gun that has a 1.3mm nozzle. Now because this is my first coat of clear, I'm going quite quick with the gun, spraying all the hard to reach areas first. By going quick, you're going to minimize any runs. You might get a little bit of dryness when you're spraying, but we can fix that in the second coat. You're going to do the hard to reach areas first, and then do the faces nice and wet and slow. I like to walk around the wheel and do one side of each spoke, then walk the opposite direction and paint the other side of the spokes. Then I'm going to do the faces that are closer to the rim of the wheel, then finish off with the tops. On the second coat of clear, I'm going to go a lot slower and get a nice smooth finish. The first coat that's a bit dry will help that second coat stick and avoid runs. Now I've taken off the side steps and I'm going to paint them exactly the same way. Mask it up, sand it down, spray primer, colour and clear coat. The wheels are done and back on the car, so now it's time to paint the chrome door handles and rear bumper bar. Okay, so kind of just want to pause the video for a second. I've got these door handles and I've just painted them. Now, in the video, I'm in the middle of painting them. Now, a lot of people are going to say, well, why don't you just take the door handles off the car? It's easier if you take the door handles off the car. It is easier to take the door handles off the car to paint them, but it's not easy to take door handles off the car. Some cars, you need to remove the trim, you need to remove like sealant and unbolt it, and then you've got to pull the door handle off. I mean, there's a lot of risk doing that. I mean, if you're not really sure what you're doing, you can wreck clips, you can damage the sealant, and then you've got to put it all back together. So for me, just masking it up is quicker, easier, and it's just, in my opinion, it's a better way to do it. But you might have a different opinion. That's great, you're a champion. So I've masked up the door handles and rear bumper bar. I've sanded them with fine sanding sponge and 400 grit dry sandpaper. I sprayed an adhesion promoter, then sprayed a 1K etch primer black. Now I'm spraying my paint. I'm going to let that dry for 15 minutes and spray high gloss clear coat. Spraying 3 coats of each product to make sure I get coverage and a nice, smooth, shiny finish. As you can see, using a spray can, I've managed to get paint behind the door handles even though they're still attached to the car. Paint and clear coat on the back, and it still looks really good, and it still feels nice and smooth at the back of those handles. So doing this job on the car can still get a good result. Well, there you go. I've painted all the chrome parts on the Navara. So it was all chrome, blindingly bright, shiny chrome. So I've sanded it, applied primer, sprayed color and clear coat. Now I've got this custom metallic black pearl pretty much on all the chrome parts, and I reckon it looks pretty tough. So I still do have these little chrome trim parts under the windows. I might get them wrapped because I'm not keen on pulling them off or masking them up to paint them. So I'll wrap them, try and find a film that is very similar to my color. I think that exists. So I'm gonna get that, maybe some cool graphics for the side. Other than that, I'm done painting the Navara. I really don't need to do anything else. I'm happy with the way it looks. I've got the awesome black wheels, door handles, sports bar, all that's done. So yeah, pretty happy with it. What's next for the Nissan, for the Navara, is I'm going to apply a ceramic coating. So even from factory, this had some swells on it because they do wash it. Even in my first service, they washed the car and they put fine swells in the paint. So I'm going to correct that and then apply ceramic coating, which will give me like a sacrificial layer on the clear and basically give that protection and shine. I'm going to do that soon, so stay tuned. Hit the subscribe button and a little bell, and you'll get a notification when a new video comes out. Otherwise, thanks for watching. Thumbs up. See you later.